Everyone, welcome to the show. I have new Trump regrets to share with you, more Trump voters entering their find out phase. So, first up, I have a video to share from a show that I watch daily. Mentioned it before, it's called Breaking Points. What you're going to hear is the conservative host of the show expressing his disgust with Trump and his administration. And this is a conservative host who voted for Donald Trump. So, check this out.
I'm so disgusted with this administration, with so many of the people who I knew personally, who looked me in the face over many years, told us that this was things they believed. Jokes on me for believing them. And I also, I'm really terrified about where this brings us, not just in terms of the region. Think about where we are. This country is now at war with Iran, embroiled in a full-blown regional conflict with no congressional authorization, no debate.
So that was Sagar Anjeti. He is a right-wing populist and Trump voter who has also been friends with J.D. Vance for quite a while. So this was very personal to him. And in another segment, he said that he and other Trump voters deserve to be called out for believing Trump's anti-war BS, and a lot of other things. And he said, we deserve to hear, I told you so. We deserve it. So this is why, even though I wholeheartedly disagree with Sagar on things like immigration, this is why I still respect him, because he is honest. He is honest about the failures and the corruption within the Trump regime. He's honest about, his beliefs and when he gets things wrong. So even though, we disagree on other topics, this is the thing. I can respect someone as long as they're honest. If you are an honest person and you want to have a discussion with me, even if we just at the end say we have to agree to disagree, I will still respect you as long as you're being truthful. But, these other Trump supporters who try to bullshit and, minimize, or they can't see things clearly, and they have the Fox News brain. You can't have a reasonable discussion with someone like that because they're unwilling to admit that they ever have screwed up, that Trump has ever made a mistake, or that anything that he does is wrong. So, that's the difference. Next up, I have a Twitter post to share from someone named Tony. So he wrote this. Obviously, it's a picture of Trump, and he said, I supported President Trump in the past, and now I regret it. I didn't change, he did. And I looked at Tony's Twitter feed, and it appears that he has turned over Trump also because of the Iran war. He definitely was a Trump supporter. He definitely was a MAGA man. So this is, not BS. This next post comes from a man named Andy, who's also pissed off about the war. Andy said, as far as regret, I wouldn't have voted for Kamala. I wanted 2016 Trump, not whatever the version this is. I wouldn't vote for him now, hindsight being 2020. His only concern seems to be his legacy, not keeping his promises. He is listening to Lindsey Graham, for God's sake. Israel first. I also have a Trump regret to share with you guys from a voter who realized that the big but ugly bill is not exactly as advertised. So she posted this. The no tax on Social Security promise was misleading. I just did my mom's taxes. They didn't eliminate the tax. They added a temporary $6,000 senior deduction that reduces taxable income. Social Security is still taxed. Taxing seniors on benefits they already paid taxes into is absurd. Yet another bait and switch for campaign talking points. Do they really think their constituents won't notice the thousands of dollars they still have to send to the IRS? Yeah, they really do think that. Just like you didn't notice that you voted for the Antichrist. They're hoping it all just flies right over your head. This woman was slammed also by a bunch of Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid cult members. They accused her of being a liberal. And in the comments section, she told them all, I voted for Trump. This is not what he promised. I mean, if people don't wake up and start paying attention after this, I don't, they never will. They just never will. Like if you truly bought into this, if you were, a Fear News Network junkie and you just believed without checking, without verifying that this was just a great bill and you were going to have all of these tax cuts, well, they gave away the farm to the billionaires, and now you're seeing the reality, and you don't step up and take responsibility from now on and start paying attention, you have only yourself to blame. Hey everyone, sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to share something with you guys that I think is really valuable. I wish I had known about this when my mother was still around, because if you're 64 or older, you know there are a lot of choices out there that you have to make in regard to Medicare coverage, and it can be very confusing. And there's supplemental, there's Part D, there's all kinds of stuff. And you could be wasting money on things that you don't actually need, that aren't helping you. So I was very excited when a company reached out. Their name is Chapter. And they said, we may be able to help your audience save some money. Then I found out their services are completely free. They have helped people save thousands of dollars a year. And all you have to do is give them a call. They will let you know if you're on the right plan, if you're good to go. If not, they'll tell you what all the options are. They could be better, they could be cheaper. And if you're new to Medicare, they're going to give you all of your options. They're going to lay them all out so you can start off with the correct coverage so you're not wasting money. And like I said, their service is absolutely free, so you have nothing to lose, potentially a lot to gain, hundreds to thousands of dollars in savings. So give Chapter a call today, 272-225-0752. Next, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Donald Trump had appointed a former Miss California named Carrie Boller, I think it's Boller, it's Boller. He appointed her to sit on a so-called Religious Liberty Commission for the Justice Department. Well, Boller has recently removed, or she was recently removed, I should say, because she rightfully pointed out during some hearing that being anti-Palestinian genocide is not the same as being anti-Semitic. You can call out, the genocide and still not hate Jewish people, right? It's about the Israeli government. It's about Netanyahu. And now Boller has realized Trump is not the free speech champion that she thought he was. So she posted this unbelievably lengthy letter on Twitter. Like she's just going off, expressing her anger at him. So this, just so you know, this is just one page. It was something like 5 or 6 pages long. So obviously, I'm not going to read this entire thing, but there were a couple of noteworthy statements that she made. So this letter was addressed to Donald Trump, as if he's going to read it, as if ADHD boy is going to sit and read this. But anyway, she said that she was insulted that Trump didn't bother to call her or write her directly. And she said, quote, "I guess American citizens are treated with less dignity than a foreign leader accused of war crimes." And then further down in the letter, Boller reminded Trump that she stood by him for almost 20 years and she defended him. And she said, quote, "Now I don't even recognize you." And then she also said, "Today I struggle to recognize the movement you started. It appears to have been hijacked by a foreign government and religious zealots attempting to fulfill their heretical end times fantasy. The MAGA I knew would never allow American troops to die for a foreign government. To say your presidency is a disappointment to your supporters is an understatement." I mean, Carrie. Oh boy. I mean, does she actually believe that Trump was going to be loyal to her when he has never in his life been loyal to anyone, including his 3 wives? Like, why would he be loyal to you? Anyway, she received some comments of support from fellow Trump voters. There were far more that were slamming her, who've now totally turned against her. So I'll get to some of them in a minute, but first I want to share with you what a swing voter had to say in a recent focus group. So check this out.
Yeah, I was expecting more of him, but seems like he's focusing him, his family, his friends. He forget about the working class people.
What a shock, right? So that, as you saw, was a woman from Pennsylvania, kind of an important state in elections. And, what do you even say? I mean, clearly that woman is Hispanic. It's like, what did you think? What were you thinking voting for the billionaire who was born with a platinum spoon shoved up his ass, whose daddy literally handed him $400 million to get him started in life? Anyway, here's some of the responses to that post that I shared from Carrie Buller and her letter. So a woman named Crystal told her this. Carrie, thank you for standing true in your conviction. You just stated loudly and clearly how 100 million Americans feel. I had not recognized this president, real Donald Trump, since he was reelected. I feel like our country has been hijacked in a terrible way. Thank you. And then a woman named Sandra also replied and said this. I stand with you. The disappointment I feel from President Trump is beyond words. I remember when he won the presidency. I finally felt like we Americans had a chance to make serious changes and make America great again. Since then, it's been nothing but letdowns. My groceries, electricity, gas, and medicine have all skyrocketed. Not one thing in my life has gotten better. Are we doomed? Is America a lost cause? If Trump couldn't do it, then who? Who is running our country? So many unanswered questions. So I will have more of those for you in upcoming videos, but I just don't get it. I don't know. I mean, I get it when there's someone who sounds like a moron who is clearly just not the brightest bulb on the tree. But when you have people who clearly can string sentences together, sound somewhat educated and intelligent, right? And I don't mean educated in the, traditional sense of went to college, because many of us didn't, but, have educated themselves. They obviously read books and can write. So I don't get it. I don't get how those types of people are so duped by an obvious con man. Anyway, I will let you know when I have more, or I do have more. I shouldn't even say that. I do have more for you guys. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.